Baby, be in love with your fantasies. I can be a star, make a sky so bright. Welcome to my dungeon, this is ecstasy. Let me play the fantasy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Asia.
And it's your boy, BJ, and we back like we never left. Thank you guys for tuning in and pulling up as we get into it, as we get into some tough topics, things that people need to hear out there, you know what I mean? And this actually came across, actually just earlier, actually from the Dan Bongino show, where they're talking about Hunter Biden, the Bidens, the White House, and that stuff.
I haven't really been following this story, but I feel like I've been able to put a good chunk of parts together.
Right.
By reading little pieces of it. Mm-hmm. So.
And with everything that's kind of going on, it's almost like all these distractions that's coming up is kind of like veering everybody off from some of the real things that's going on with the White House with Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, things like that.
Surprised?
Yeah.
Isn't that usually how it works, though?
How they try to sweep it under the rug.
Something happens, and then there's something's hovering in the sky.
Yeah.
For no reason. Like, you never know. I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know, but okay.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to check this clip out. A lot of people be tapping into Dan Bongino. He always has like some inquisitive things to talk about. So I kind of wanted to kind of like bring light to this particular conversation that he was having right here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell, join the family if you aren't a part already, and let's go ahead and jump into this video.
All right, let's check this out.
Just saying. But back to the content here. You're not wasting your time on the show. I told you back in like the first, second week of July, I said, listen, this cocaine at the White House story is a big deal. Why? Because it's not a simple story about drugs being left in the White House. It's a story about security procedures, dangers present at the White House. Someone got white powder in the White House and no one seems to know. It's about the corrupting of another institution, the upper level management of the Secret Service that seemed to just go along with this story. We don't know who it is.
Right.
The we don't know who it is story. And I told you there is no way they don't know who it is. Folks, do we need the demo again? How the hell are you going to get a baggie, a non-porous object, into a drop box without putting fingerprints on the baggie? How? You going to put it in your teeth? How's that going to work? What are you going to do? Drop it with your elbows? And even when you put it in the box, how do you turn the key without leaving a fingerprint? You're going to do that with your tongue? How the hell's that going to happen? Well. It was, right? This story was so crazy from the beginning. And what bothers me is this is a great agency full of great people. I worked there for over a decade of my life.
Wow.
The people I worked with are now in charge. Guys who were junior to me are now special agents in charge, running major divisions in the Secret Service. Wow. There was no way this story was true. I was told by a number of people. This has been a bad day for the Bidens, by the way. Cocaine gate, $20 million in payments, now bank record servicing to the Bidens. This is a bad day for rotting oatmeal brains in the White House. This is what happens when you're corrupt garbage. But I said to you that the stuff was probably left there intentionally. It wasn't an accident. You don't mistakenly leave your cocaine behind at the White House. Why would you bring it there in the first place?
Right.
Hey, Joe, Joe, you were in the music business for a while. Venture to say some people did some narcotics.
Yes,
Maybe.
all the
maybe
time,
you see
Dan.
that. Yeah, I would just say, yeah, Joe was like a real music guy, like back in the day, right? Remember that? Lethal Weapon 2, narcotics. People do narcotics. You think someone brought their narcotics to the White House? Like, hey, I'm going to do some blow. No. It was brought to the White House for a reason.
Yep.
For someone in the, let's say, Biden orbit to pick up, like a drop-a-roo. Oh, looky here. New York Post, Ryan King, August 8th, which if my math is correct, that was, yesterday. White House cocaine may have belonged to someone in the Biden family orbit. Oh, sounds like almost the exact same language I lose. Gee, how much are you hating this story right now? Quite a bit. On a scale of 1 to 10, are we at a 9? He's at a 7.62, he says. Here's another source. Keating, who runs the Soldier of Fortune magazine, So while the Secret Service publicly announced on July 13th they closed the investigation without identifying a suspect, authorities were able to follow enough clues to come up with a name. Yes. And were confident enough in their detective work to inform Joe Biden himself.
Damn.
Keating said, if you want the name, ask Joey Boombots. He knows who it is. It was someone within the Biden family orbit, and it was
Joey Boombox.
Boombox. Okay.
Man, but look at that. Look at what they're saying right there. That,
You know,
that they
I didn't
have
think about
information.
that. That means like he's saying somebody brought it in and left it there for him to pick, or like for somebody else to pick.
Kind of like
it
a
up.
drop off.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I thought it was brought in.
Man, they said ask Joe.
As in, somebody actually brought it in.
Mm-hmm.
and so it would have to be something that's like an inside job, though. In regards to what he's saying, he's right. How else would he get it in there? Like, how would anybody put that in there?
My thing is again, at the very end, look at the end of this New York Post where it says, and it wasn't Hunter Biden, referring to the president's adult son, and admitted recovering addict. Doesn't that just sound fishy all together? Mm-hmm. That somebody got it, planted it, and left it there. Yeah. For who to pick it up, though?
Yeah.
And Hunter. Comporting with exactly what I've been told. There are others in the Biden family, let's just say, with drug issues. Reminds me of something I said July 13th that was picked up by the Media Research Center. Former Secret Service agent Bongino calls BS on claim that the Secret Service has no leads in White House cocaine case. Dated July 13th, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, institutions are being destroyed one by one. The Secret Service has to come clean. I'll say to the director, Kim Cheadle, again, if you're not going to do the right thing, then you need to step aside. You're the Secret Service director. You're not a butler for Joe Biden.
Ooh,
You swore an oath to the Constitution. I know it's hard to have to call out someone you like and respect, Joe Biden, but that's your job. If you can't do it, turn it over to someone who will. Because they're going to decimate the credibility of this agency from this point forward. You're not wasting your time, folks. I'm going to stay on this story, even though Guy hates it. But out of respect for Guy, I'm going to move on. I could talk about this a lot more, but things are things aren't bad enough yet, folks. I talk about this all the time. You know, I go out, I get it all the time from people. They see me in restaurants, maybe occasionally in a bar having an adult soda with Paula, right? And people say, what has to happen? How much worse does it have to get? And I say to them, a lot. But we're getting there. And you know you're getting there. The signs are rather easy to see. You start to see people who are your political opponents waking up to things they've told you, you've told them a long time ago, i.e., hey, you idiots want to defund the police? You realize without police, you're going to have an explosion in crime. And they're like, no, we just need social workers. While you're laughing at this stupidity. And then crime explodes, and you're going to see liberals start to echo your talking points. Kind of like what we said about open borders, Biden and others, that if you open the borders, you're going to run into a human a refugee crisis as people pour into the United States, some without the requisite skills, some without language or the language capability, some of them don't speak English, some of them are going to be straight up bad guys, criminals. Some of them may be terrorists. We've only said this forever. The left is like people like Geraldo, it's the humanitarian thing to do. Okay, how many have you taken in? Oh, you haven't taken in any. So he said, okay, well, the smartest move these Republican state governors, these red states ever did is saying, listen, you say you think this is a good, positive good, this is a philanthropic thing for society, uncontrolled illegal immigration. Okay, we're going to send them to your cities.
Right, and just him touching on this in regards to the borders, like we in Texas. So it's like we right here by the border, and we see like some of the effects of having like unsecure borders and stuff like that. Just things that I see like daily in the news when they talk about trying to like enforce the border and how like even like some of like the stuff that I seen like on the local news when they show like what's going on at the border and how they're like how they're taking people to these camps and holding them there, or just people just getting through there. Like just think of all like the thousands and thousands of people that are just coming through there every day, immigrants, things of that nature. And like he just said, you get all kinds of people mixed in. You have good people that's coming over here, but at the same time, you have people that could be potentially bad guys, criminals, like
Absolutely.
all of that stuff.
I was just
the
reading a
trafficking.
story not too long ago where this girl got killed by somebody. It was an illegal immigrant, someone that got killed. I won't go into all the details because I can't remember it all, but I do recall, and I was like, it's really messed up that the fact that she got killed by somebody that doesn't even go here legally. You know, it's upset. That just pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie.
So like whenever somebody brings up like the issues with the border, it's like I feel it all the time because like I said, we're in Texas and we see like headlines.
But everybody's
with this type of stuff
feeling
coming up,
it.
you know
Like,
what I
who
mean?
you think gonna have to pay for that? The taxpayers, the people who actually are supposed to be here, are paying for that.
And then you're gonna see how these other cities feel when they got to take in these people,
Right?
You know,
Because you seem to love this. And in the beginning, they were like, we welcome you. Come on over. It's like the Mayflower, Joe. It's like Ellis Island back in the day. Give us You're Tired, You're Poor, the poet, the poem on the statue. We love you guys so much. And then all of a sudden, when it became uncontrolled, now they're losing their minds, just like we said.
Yeah.
Just like we said. I want you to watch this video, Hat Tip Town Hall. This is Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, a then first and then a now. You're going to see her in the beginning in a clip from a bit ago, celebrating sanctuary cities. You should do what you want. They're awesome. And now that a bunch of illegals are winding up on the streets of Massachusetts, all of a sudden she's had a little bit of a change of tune. Sounds like something I told you. Things aren't bad enough yet. Are they getting there? Yes. How do you know things are changing? When liberals start sounding like conservatives. Take a listen.
Run the clip.
That cities and towns have the ability, have the exercise the prerogative to label themselves whatever they want to label themselves. And if they want to take on a sanctuary city designation, I think that's great. I think cities and towns are in the position to be able to do that. And I've seen it done as a value statement, as a statement of principles, and I think that's great. I support that.
As of today, close to 5,600 families with children are living in state-funded shelters, hotels, dorms, and other emergency facilities across Massachusetts. That figure is 80% higher than it was just 1 year ago, and it's unsustainable. For this reason, today I am declaring a state of emergency in Massachusetts.
You know, if there's one way I could kind of sum up liberalism, it's a world devoid of consequences. That's what it is. We want to tax the rich. Okay, well, most businesses are run by people who'd be categorized as relatively wealthy. When you take more money from them, it's less money to invest in the business and the employees. Then when the consequences happen by taxing the rich and they move out, liberals lose their shit like they didn't know what was going to happen. Liberal, what did he say? Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they did. Right. It's a world devoid of pretending to be devoid of consequences. And then when the consequences kick them in the balls, they pretend, oh my gosh, look what happened. Look what the Republicans did. It's the same thing with an open border. Hey, we warned you, terrorists, drug use, child sex trafficking. You don't know who these people are. We have an immigration system. You know what it's called? The freaking immigration system. We already have one. We have an immigration system. You go to a port of entry with a visa or a green card legally, and you get into the United States. We have an immigration system. It's called the freaking immigration system. The Democrats didn't want that. They live in a world devoid of consequences. And then when the consequences kick them right between the legs, they play stupid about it, as if Maura Healey didn't say what she said in the past about sanctuary cities. Nope. Keep sending them.
Right.
Send them to, now send more to Massachusetts.
They can take it.
Now send more illegal immigrants to Massachusetts. Remember, all politics are local, folks. Nobody's going to change their voting patterns until the politics hit them at their kitchen table. You want a national policy? You want people to vote on it? Obamacare? Steal away their insurance like Obamacare did. You want immigration to hit them hard? Send the illegal immigrants to where they live. You want to be a sanctuary city? Take sanctuary. Look at this tweet by Bill Malugin. Oh, don't worry, folks. We only got armed people in tactical gear crossing the border illegally. They caught them on cameras. Rifles, body armor. Yeah, don't worry, no big deal.
In
Suspected
Texas.
cartel gunmen. Basically trafficking people across the border in like in tactical gear getting ready for war. No big deal. Armed gunmen in border towns, trafficking people, illegal. And by the way, don't let any of the citizens there arm themselves. Take away their Second Amendment rights too. So they can use what? Like foul language against these guys? Hey, get the F out of here. God, then they'll really be scared. Then they'll really turn around. And you're right. That Justin said that'd be hate speech. Can't do that either. You'd be accused of being insensitive, intolerant, using hate speech. No big deal. Things are not bad enough yet. But let me tell you something. You know they're getting bad enough when liberals start to sound like conservatives and the world of consequences kicks them in the nads. Here's another one. Here's some guy, Trayon White, a D.C. councilman. Who, again, we warned in Washington, D.C., hey, crime's out of control, D.C. and other liberal cities. You better do something about it, or there's going to be a rebellion of your own people against the political leadership. Here's Trayon White, a Democrat, saying, hey, man, I think we should call in the National Guard. When liberals start to sound like conservatives, you know things are changing. Now, who was the conservative who suggested?
What happened? I don't know.
Okay, well, we should just stop.
But I got the idea of this video, particularly. And again, you saw that what just went out, where he showed that little headline right there, was in front in Texas. Yeah. Was here in Texas showing suspected cartel people either sneaking in, they had tactical gear.
Or they're trafficking them, like doing what they usually do is take money from them and make them pay
and just let
in
them
order
come
to
through.
pass or to help them get where they need to go. But it's just like, yeah, if you think that they're crossing for free and ain't nobody standing there collecting money.
Hey, you never know.
I mean,
especially
like there's always
somebody.
somebody. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. I mean, we've watched the shows. We've watched how people talk about that they had to pay and how they got here and what they had to go through and, you know, for these horrible conditions even to get here in general. So if you think they just walking across the border, just floating along, like maybe some, perhaps. I mean, they can't be everywhere, but obviously they're there.
Yeah, an important part that he said right
they're
there.
They're not protecting America.
At all.
I mean.
At all.
So what do you think they're there for? You know? It's, yeah.
And a big part that he said about this video too is when liberals start sounding like conservatives. And you see it right here with a lot of the clips that he's showing, especially like when you talk about like the sanctuary cities where they send immigrants to, and now she had to like pretty much swallow and eat her words that she said previously before that. And that's when you know it's getting bad. Yeah. You know, and it's almost like they did that based on an agenda.
Did you see the video that they put out? I don't know where. Godly, I know I sound a mess because I'm on social media all the time, but I saw a video where they had, I think these people were in New York and these people were like laying on the sidewalk on cardboard on like waiting to be processed to come into so they wouldn't have a bed to sleep in. Like it was like a homeless shelter or some type of shelter to take in refugees.
Like a sanctuary shelter.
Yeah, and these people literally are out laying on the sidewalk. They're laying on cardboard boxes. There's nowhere for them to go. They're laying everywhere waiting to get in. And it's what are we doing?
And most importantly, he said, you know, we have an immigration law. We have a process that's in place.
But what's crazy is
so it's like, why not stick to that?
Yeah.
It's like we have a process already in place. Why not do it legally? Go to a port of entry with a green card or a visa and gain entry that way. Well, rather than what they're doing here, because now you see how it literally has blown up in their face.
It has, and I feel like it was just you know to call it for what it is. It was probably the dumbest idea they could have came up with. You know, I'm not sorry, but if we don't have any place for people to be, and you got people that are living here legally and funding this system, state funded, okay, that includes everybody that lives in a state. You are paying for that, you know? Exactly. And I feel like it's so unfair because even when you think about those things in the federal funding and things that you get into in terms of like, you know, food stamps and, you know, housing, and it's like there's so many things that are in place even to say that. Like, I could go further with that. You already know I could go further with that, but it's
it burns you up inside. And like I said, we natives of Texas, so it's like we like the first ones that see it before anybody else. And it's like I kind of saw that coming too when they talk about the sanctuary city. It was like, okay, let's see how this plays out, because we already got plenty of people here in America that's already homeless, that need funding, that need aid,
including our veterans. I'm just saying.
And so now you're bringing in this situation. So like I said, it blew up in their face completely. Yeah. You know. But yeah, I like this video, and shout out to Dan Bongino too for like really bringing a lot of these topics to like bringing it to light a little bit more, especially talking about the White House and the drugs and all of this stuff, because it seems like they just kind of like trying to sweep that under the rug.
Turn their heads to that like it didn't happen. I guarantee you though, like had this been Trump, okay, had this been Trump and something like that happened. And something like that ended up in the White House with Trump in office.
Oh, it'd been a firestorm.
OMG. I feel like we would have never heard the end of it. Like as fast as they can just say, like, you know, hey, we don't know. Hey, the investigation's closed. It'd
have been on TV. It'd have been like the topic of discussion until they got down to the bottom of it. And you know they'll wear it out.
What are we doing to our systems that are in place to protect the people? Where's the protection for the people, the American people?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
like the real people that are sworn in to do their job, to say, I'm going to do right no matter what happens. I'm going to do the right thing. You can't attest to that.
Yeah, you can't. and now you're seeing it play out the way that it is. But I like how he really like put all of these things out here so you can really, really like break it down, especially with the immigration and what's going on in the White House too.
Yeah, y'all tap in. Let us know what y'all think about that, okay? I just feel a certain type of way about that kind of stuff. But y'all tap in. Let us know what y'all think, how y'all feel, what y'all see in that situation as well. But if y'all enjoyed it, give us a big thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe. Smash the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And if ain't nobody else told you, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how you feel. I love you. And we're going to see y'all in the next video, y'all.
Absolutely. Power to the people.
Yeah.